What's the deal, people? Hope all are doing well and having a blessed day, afternoon, or evening whenever you come across this reading. So I'm going to tap in. I was watching a TV show, and while I was watching the TV show, I was pulling some cards. So I pulled 4 cards, and then I used my dice that I have to see the energy. So hold on one second, because I'm putting some lotion on my hand. So, collective. The energy that came out when I was pulling the cards while I was watching TV was suffering, irritation, dishonesty, and outrage. And in the bottom of the deck, we have annoyed. So we have suffering, irritation, dishonesty, and outraged. So this is the energy that's out here. Somebody could be suffering, or you could have been suffering from something. The message on the card, it says, thinking that no one knows the pain that you're enduring is just another form of self-pity. Every soul experiences pain. Is what we do with that pain that defines our future. And then you have irritation. There comes a time where standing up and being counted may not necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're finally heard. So, collective, the energy is you could have been suffering from something. You could have been dealing with some type of pain, and you could have felt like no one knew what you was going through. Okay? You could have been having a form of self-pity. Okay? So yeah, you were going through something. You were experiencing some type of pain, and you felt like there was nobody there for you. You felt like there was no one that knew what you were going through. And this could have to do something with your 8th house, because the dice, when I rolled the dice, it came out on the number 8. So this is your 8th house. This has to do with, this represents birth, life, and death cycles, a transformation, an end of an era. Can relate to debt collection, taxes, hardships, or generational wealth. Okay? So you could have been suffering, dealing with pain. You could have been suffering when it came to some type of pain, when it comes to some type of relationship. Or end of a cycle, some type of hardships when it came to your money. Okay, and you could have been suffering, and you could have been irritated. Where it says, there comes a time where standing up and being counted may not be necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're finally heard. So right now, you could have been suffering from some type of pain. You could have been fighting some type of unknown battle no one knew that you were going through, dealing with some type of hidden pain, suffering alone. Okay? And you could have finally stood up for yourself. You could have finally stood up for yourself when it came to this pain that you were going through, this suffering that you were going through. And then we have the dice, the moon, crescent. Okay, this is pertaining to your personal materials, material possessions, emotions, changing moods, intuition, subconscious desires, heart desires, and empathy. So this has to do with your money, personal material position, and your intuition, your emotions pertaining to personal material position. So yeah, this has to do with money, pain. You could have been having some financial problems. You could have been dealing with some type of financial problems. And you could have been doing some type of self-pity. So you could have had some type of lack mind frame. And you could have been talking about this. You could have been expressing yourself about this. You could have finally stood up. You could have finally stood in your power. You're finally being heard. You're finally being seen. We also got dishonesty. Don't confuse dishonesty with a difference of opinion. Everyone has their own take on the situation, and you are required to respect the differences. So somebody could have had some type of, somebody was dishonest in your energy. There was a little dishonesty in your energy when it came to your money. Somebody, don't confuse dishonesty with a difference of opinion. Somebody had a difference of opinion when it came to your money, when it came to your pain that you were going through. Somebody could have been saying that you're suffering, hold on one second. You could have been standing up for some type of pain. You were being counted out. You weren't being heard. You're finally being heard. And somebody was trying to confuse your pain for self-pity. They did not respect the differences. And we got outraged. The intense feeling of anger can quickly become destructive. Channel this energy into something positive so that others can witness your strength of will. And then what came out with that is Aquarius energy. Aloof, contemplative, overly empathetic, yet responding apathetically, conversational, and uncomfortable. Somebody's outraged. Somebody's uncomfortable because you're speaking your truth. You're talking about your pain, your suffering. You're standing up for yourself. You're finally being heard, and somebody is irritated because they were dishonest about your pain, about your suffering, about they had their own take about what your pain was. They had their own take on the situation. Somebody could have been saying that you were doing some self-pity shit, and they're outraged, they're angered, and they're becoming quickly destructive because they're witnessing your strength of will. They're witnessing. Others can witness your strength of will. So somebody could have been saying, collective, that your pain was a form of self-pity, that you're looking for attention. Hand itching. Yeah, so somebody could have been saying that your pain was a form of self-pity. Your hardship, whatever you were going through with your money, your generational wealth, they were saying that it was a form of self-pity. And they're irritated. There's some type of irritation when it comes to this because you're standing up. You're resolving the issue, and you're finally being heard because of somebody's dishonesty against you. They try to confuse your pain for self-pity, and everyone has their own take on the situation, and you are required to respect the differences. So somebody was not respecting your differences or how you handle your pain. And it says these feelings of anger can quickly become destructive. So somebody's angry because you're standing up for yourself. You're finally being heard when it comes to your suffering, your pain. Somebody could have been talking shit about you, saying that it's self-pity. You're looking for attention. And everybody can see that they're witnessing your strength of will. And they're annoyed. Somebody's annoyed because people can witness your strength of will. Voicing your frustrations will provide you with an opportunity to explain the situation in different ways, which could be the very answer they're looking for. So basically what I said, you're standing up for yourself. You're expressing your pain and your suffering. You're basically talking about your experiences, your pain. You're expressing your pain and your suffering. And somebody was out here talking about you're seeking attention because you're expressing or you're talking about your pain and your suffering, what you went through. And people could see and people could see and witness your strength how you overcame your pain, how you overcame suffering, and somebody is irritated because they were lying on you, and they're outraged because people could see your strength. So they're mad because they lied on you, and people obviously see your strength, and they're annoyed because you're voicing your frustrations. You're providing the opportunity to explain your situation. So you're explaining your side of the story, and people see the truth, and somebody's annoyed. And what came out was moon energy, Aquarius energy, and the 8th house. Let me get, hold on one second. I'm going to get my cards that I made for these. I'm going to get my cards that I made for these so we could get some more info. So we got the 8th house, right? So let's look at the 8th house. Where is that? Eighth house. House of sex. Somebody could have been saying, how quest for transformation. So somebody could have been talking shit about your transformation. This could be a Scorpio energy. They could have Scorpio in the 8th house, or Scorpio in Mars or Pluto, or you could have Scorpio in your 8th house or in the Mars or Pluto. You could be a Scorpio. This could be a Scorpio. This is talking about merging. So something that you're merging, something that's merging with you. You're merging into a transformation. Intimacy, death, transformation, taxes, insurance, bankruptcy, alimony, crime, occult, revenge, bad karma, jealousy, control, merging beyond body and into the soul. So somebody's suffering because you're having some type of transformation. You're standing up, speaking about your pain, speaking about what you suffered, what you were suffering from. You're going through a transformation. This is some type of person. This is somebody that's jealous of you. Okay? This is somebody that's a part of some type of a cult. This is somebody that commits crimes when it comes to insurance, bankruptcy, alimony, taxes. This is somebody that likes control. This is why they're irritated, because they was trying to make people look at you in a different way. They wanted people to look at you like if you were someone who was looking for attention. Somebody who was doing a form of self-pity. We got Aquarius, and I have another. We got the moon. What I'm looking for? Aquarius. So this moon energy, this is talking about personal and material possessions. So this is talking about your personal and material possessions, your emotions, your changing of the moods, your intuition. You could be an empath. Your subconscious desires what you desire, your heart's desires, so what you want, what you desire. So somebody's irritated because you're going through some type of transformation. You're standing up, you're finally being heard, you're finally being seen, and it's gaining you personal and material possession. You're gaining your subconscious and your heart desires. You could be intuitive, you could be an empath. And somebody's mad because you're standing up for yourself. Before, you could have not been counted in. It says there comes a time when standing up and being counted may not necessarily resolve the issue, but it sure feels good when you're hurt. So basically, you were not worried about being counted in. You weren't worried about fitting in. You weren't worried about being a part of something. But you're finally being heard. You're finally being seen. And somebody's irritated because they see that this is gaining you personal and material possessions. They see the changing in your moods. They see that you're intuitive, you're an empath. They see that you're getting your subconscious desires. I have another 8th card house. So this is also talking on birth and life, death cycles, transformation, end of an era. I already said this. So you're going through some type of transformation. You're gaining some type of generational wealth because of some type of hardship you went through, because of your suffering, because of your pain. Aquarius energy, aloof, indifferent, distant, or uninvolved, contemplative, overly empathetic, responding apathetically, or conversational, or uncomfortable. Somebody's outraged and they're feeling very uncomfortable. They have an indifference. They have a difference of opinion when it comes to your pain, your suffering, your trial, your tribulation, your story. Somebody has a problem with your story, your story of pain, your story of suffering. Somebody's upset because they were unable to get people to look at your story like if it was a form of self-pity. Somebody was trying to get people to look at you expressing yourself and telling your story as if you are seeking attention. Again, look, it's spoiled on the top of this deck. Pepper the excessive praise. Like if you want some type of excessive praise. First of all, if anybody's sitting here out here talking shit about me, that I'm expressing my pain and what I'm going through because I want some type of fucking self-pity, I don't need no fucking pity. I don't need nobody to fucking pity me. Not in any way, shape, or form. I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me. Because I don't feel sorry for myself. So I don't need nobody to feel sorry for me or pray for my ass. Because I can pray for myself perfectly fine. So somebody's out here trying to twist your story of your suffering story, your trial and your tribulations, what you experience in life. They're trying to twist the story and try to make it seem like you didn't go through that, you didn't experience that. And they're annoyed because you're voicing your frustration, you're voicing yourself, you're expressing yourself. And everybody's seeing what it is, what they need to see. You have channeled this energy into something positive so that others can witness your strength of will. And by voicing your frustration, you will provide an opportunity to explain your situation in a different way that will lead to the answer that they're looking for or that you're looking for. So you expressing yourself and you're expressing your frustration and you expressing yourself is leading to the answer people are looking for. They're looking for the truth and they're finding the answer as you expressing yourself. So people were lied to, basically. People were twisted stories. There were a lot of twisted stories when it came about you and your story, and people are watching you and they see in the truth. Look, the card just fell. You're being liberated, collective. You're being free from this bondage, tradition, contract, divorce, separation, breakup. You're being released. Because people are seeking. Look, I'm telling you, people are seeking, are discovering, they're looking to resort to, in search of, to look for, request, to try to acquire or gain, sought after, pursue, forage, hunt, chase, research, shop. Somebody is looking. They're looking at information when it came to whatever was told about you. I'm not using this deck, but I'm just saying. Somebody's trying to tarnish your transformation, collective. That's what they're doing, more or less. And they're annoyed that nobody's believing them. Confirmation belch. Somebody's bothered and annoyed because nobody's believing the story about they don't believe them, they believe you. Collective, I don't recommend you drink tea with no type of sweetener because that shit is. But a bitch needed to drink some tea because motherfuckers is doing. I'm not gonna say was doing. They are doing womb magic on me, and I know they're doing womb magic on me because I don't have an appetite. I'm not hungry. So Somebody is doing spell work on me, so, you know. Because we in a moon cycle. Today's a moon cycle. So, you know, they doing. You know what they doing, collective. You know what they doing. You know what they doing. So, collective, let's dive in more. So, angels, ancestors, spirits, my cards is full bending over here. No accident was a setup. Beware. Spiritual teacher, sensei, shaman. Somebody was trying to set up a shaman, a spiritual teacher. This was no accident. It was a setup. Yeah, look, they need to publicly apologize to you, collective. So somebody was out here talking shit about you. Somebody was trying to set you up. They need to shut up and sit down, and they need to give up. A tarot card reader is involved. It says you need to get a reading done, information you need to know, but that was in the reverse. So somebody's trying to get a reading on you to try to get information. They're trying to get information that you know. Friend, good people, trustworthy, but in the reverse, this is somebody that's not a good friend. They're not a friend. They're not trustworthy. They're learning some harsh lessons. And they need to publicly apologize to you, collective. An Aries female that needs to shut up and sit down, and they need to give up. This fake ass two-faced friend that talks behind your back for no reason. And they got a tarot card reader involved, or they are a tarot card reader. This fake ass two-faced friend. Yeah, they committed some type of white-collar crime. And they're pretending to be you on another social media account. This person is part of a real gang. This person is younger than you, and you don't know this person, unknown person. And they could be 420 friendly. They could be a smoker. It says business deal went sour, relationship breakup, and friends is fighting. So friends is fighting, collective. This business deal went sour. This white collar crime they were committing, people are fighting now. There's a breakup amongst this friend group because the plan didn't work out the way it was. It says, why you doing me like this? Damn, you have changed. No response. Yeah, no accident was a setup. Somebody sees you change because you're going through a transformation. You're a birth for life, death cycle, a transformation, end of an era. You're ending some type of hardship so you could gain some type of generational wealth. You changed. Delay, slow progress, procrastination, put on hold. Yeah. Somebody was trying to delay you, slow you down, slow your progress, put you on hold. And they need to publicly apologize to you. They were trying to delay your personal and material possessions. They were trying to change your moods. They were trying to put your subconscious desires and your heart's desires on hold. They were trying to slow your progress on your intuition. Yeah, they are copying everything you do, and it's just sad. And they need to sit down and shut up. They need to give up. A Aries female. It's popping up Aries female. It says someone has good intentions for you and is on your side and they're helping you on secret. This could be a tarot reader because it falls on tarot reader. So a tarot reader could be involved and they could be in. So you can have a tarot reader involved that's a fake ass two-faced friend and they talking shit about you. Or somebody's talking shit about you to a tarot reader. Or there's also a tarot reader that's involved that's helping you, that has good intentions. So this is two. There are tarot readers that are talking shit about you, collective. And there are tarot readers that are helping you in secret. Yeah, look, recording and screenshots. Somebody got some type of recording and screenshots when it comes to some type of white collar crime. White collar crime pretending to be you on another account. So white collar crime, they pretending to be you, identity theft. It says make moves. What are you waiting for? Don't wait too long. So you have to make some type of move. Somebody's pretending to be you on another social media account. So there's some type of move you need to make. What are you waiting for? It says a stranger has a crush on you in your neighborhood or your workplace. This is somebody that's part of a real gang. So there's somebody that's a part of a gang that has a crush on you, that's a part that lives in your neighborhood or in your workplace. It says, don't be too quick to judge another without knowing all the facts. He says, she said bullshit. So somebody was judging you without knowing all the facts, collective. A Virgo female. A Virgo female, they assume that you have sex with their partner. This is, all right, so somebody assumed that you have sex with their partner. And they could be a relationship breakup. And, these people, it says they're guilty by association. So somebody's guilty by associating with these people. It says joy, love, and happiness come to you abundance. Yeah, somebody's mad. Somebody's irritated because you get a lot of joy. So somebody was trying to put delays and slow your progress, procrastinate, and put a hold on your joy, on your love, on your abundance because it comes to you. They were trying to stop your abundance. Confirmation with the ice cream truck. A Cancer male could have been doing this. Virgo female, Aries female. It says, work with nature, it empowers you. So collective, you could work with nature or you need to work with nature because it empowers you. And it says, they still playing in your energy and they think that you don't know anymore. So yes, of course you don't. So they still playing in your energy and they think that you don't know. It says, she talked about you and now she friends want you secretly. Yeah, so somebody in your neighborhood could have been talking a lot of shit about you, and now their friends they secretly want you. They're secretly spying on you. They have a crush on you. Because somebody talked so much shit about you that they started watching you and they see that you are strong. They're witnessing your strength of will, and so they're intrigued. It says, watch what you eat. Somebody's trying to poison you or someone got poisoned. So somebody's trying to poison you. Pisces male needs to watch what they eat. They're trying to poison you or someone got poisoned. A Pisces male could have got poisoned. Look, trying to slander your name is the same such a bird brain. Look, they're trying to slander your name. An army of evil against one. They can't break you down. Keep fighting. So yeah, a group of people came for you. Collective, a group of people came for you, and they were sitting here slandering your name, trying to make it seem like what you were expressing about your past, about your pain, about your suffering, about your struggle, that you were doing it because you wanted attention, because you wanted some people to pity you. And people are seeing that that's not true. People are seeing and witnessing your strength. People are getting the truth because you're voicing your frustration. You're speaking your truth. You're standing up for yourself. And now whatever lies they were telling, people can tell that they're the liars. People can see that they're the liars. And someone is suffering, irritated because of their dishonesty, and they're outraged and annoyed because nobody is believing them. Everybody sees your strength and the strength of your will. You could come in my energy and you could try to block me all you want, but that's why you ran real quick as soon as I looked up at the camera. Because you a scared pussy ass coward that is dipping and dodging in my energy thinking that you're going to do something to stop me, but you're not. You obsessed. You can't stop watching me and it is what it is, but you have no power, position, reign, or authority in my energy. You have no jurisdiction here. Get thee behind me, Satan, and you are a minion of the Satan. You are a devil reject, so you have no power here. Satan, the devil, don't got no power here either. So you could send all the spell work you want. You could try to attack my womb as you want. You could try to block my throat as you want. But it ain't nothing gonna happen. That's why you dipping and dodging and watching me from the shadows in the background on your timeline. Letting the video play. Playback on the timeline, right? So you can watch the video without actually having to click on it. You think I don't know what you're doing? Because sometimes I do that. So I could test the reader out. So I can see if the reader is karmic or not. So that's why I know what you're doing. So, and you're still watching me. You might as well click on the fucking video. Let me know that you're there. You don't need to be in the shadows. Because I know that you're watching. So why hide? Yeah, learn to detach. Collective, you've detached. You're going through some type of transformation. You're going through some type of death for a rebirth. Because you've detached from an energy. There's an energy that don't want to detach from you. Yeah, this enemy will be in deep regret for playing in your energy. They're still trying to connect some type of cord to you, and they're going to be in regret. Yeah, like I said, a clingy and somebody that's dependent and clingy. They don't want to let go of you. Yeah, expect the unexpected. They're about to be shocked. Something's about to scare them, collective. Yeah, that you're getting dharma. So they're shocked because you're getting dharma. You're still getting good luck. Yeah, they out here catfishing and stalking you. And they were trying to blackmail you, and they were unable to blackmail you with this blackmail in the reverse. So somebody was trying to blackmail you. They out here gang stalking and watching you. Yeah, write down your thoughts in the reverse. Somebody holds stuff in. This is somebody that they suppress stuff. A dirty cop police. A soulless being. That their true colors is showing. They wanted your suffering, and they're gonna go to jail. They bind it to karma, because they're a dream stealer, and they're bougie and they're fake. Yeah, you're walking karma, collective, and yeah, cut those cords. You are free. Cut those cords. Yeah, somebody was trying to bind to you. They didn't want those cords to cut. Yeah, now they bind it to karma because they were trying to bind to you. They didn't want to detach from you. Yeah, they need to get their priorities in check because fast changes is coming. Yeah, this bougie fake tarot reader psychic. Wow. Yeah, this is the fake wounded warrior collective, and energy has been returned. Their true colors are showing. No response. They wanted your suffering. Okay, but love loves you, collective. They wanted your suffering, but love loves you. No more lies, no more fake news. Yeah, this person is a seductive schmut. A copycat wannabe. That was working hard, but nothing was working. It was barely working. Death call in the reverse. They were trying to end you. Cause you domestic violence in the reverse. Tough decision needs to be made. They did not make the proper decision in the reverse. This enemy turned friend in the reverse. It's enemy turned friend. This enemy wants to come and be your friend, and that's not happening. Yeah, no. Sorry. You're getting exposed. You're getting exposed. You're getting exposed. You're getting exposed. You think you're going to come back in a collective energy? After you was out here slandering, gossiping, and talking shit? About them being an outcast, a black sheep, a curse breaker? And you wanted revenge, but God said no. And now you worried about the outcome. Because you spiritually gifted, and they knew. They knew that you were gifted. They knew. They knew. And they were lying on you. They knew that you were gifted, collective, and they were straight lying on your name. Lying on your story. Lying on your pain. Lying on your struggles. Just lying. Lies, caca mouth, seductive schmuck, copycat, wanted revenge, and God said no. Now they out here worried about the outcome, catfishing and stalking you. Because they were unable to put some type of death to you. They were working real hard trying to end you with some type of domestic violence. This was a bad choice. This enemy that all of a sudden want to be your friend, they getting exposed for talking shit and slandering your journey, all the while they knew that you were gifted. They could have been told you could have experienced some type of domestic violence, and they could have been lying about that. They could have been saying that was a lie. Let me tell you something. Anybody out here lying on me about my domestic violence experience, you stupid for doing that, because I got proof. First of all, that's proof in the justice system, unless they try to erase that out of the justice system, but you cannot erase papers. I have papers. My mother got papers of proof of my domestic violence experience. So you cannot take that from me. Me losing my son and my right being removed from me is my domestic violence experience. And that's in the system. So I don't know why a motherfucker out here thinking that they're going to sit there and lie about my domestic violence experience. Bitch, do you know me? Do you know about my life? Do you know what the fuck I've been through for you to be here running your mouth? Like, if you know my life? No, you don't. So this is a copycat wannabe that's lying about, they telling your story and then saying that you're lying about your story. This is a copycat wannabe that's taking your life story, taking your suffering, taking your pain, and going out there and saying, claiming that it's dumb. That that's that story. That that's their life. Confirmation with the sirens. There's somebody out here trying to steal your life, your pain, and your suffering, and make it theirs. Because they want attention. They want people to feel sorry for them. They want people to give to them. That's why they're doing it. I don't get on here to share my story for people to give to me or feel bad for me. I get on here to share my story so that I can bring awareness, so that people could realize the red flags, and maybe they experience something I'm going through and they could be aware of the shit that's going through in their life, and then they could help themselves. Not for money. I don't do this for money. Nobody really donates to my channel. I've been doing this almost going on 4 years. I have made less than $500 in donations in a time frame of 4 years. So I don't make money doing this. I'm going to remind people, I don't make money doing this. So you could be a tarot reader, psychic, empath, intuition, and they're copying what you're doing, and they're stealing your life struggles and your life pain. And then they're lying, saying that that's not true and that's not your story, and that you're saying it because you want people to pity you. Because you're trying to gain some personal and material possession. They're being dishonest. And now they're mad and annoyed because people can see that they're lying. Yeah, unwanted. What I said, unwanted opinion, and they no longer serve a purpose. Whatever they say in collective, their opinions is unwanted. They no longer serve a purpose. Their opinions no longer serve a purpose. No mercy. Trying to cause you an eviction and manipulating others. Okay, they no longer serve a purpose. No mercy. Manipulating others, trying to cause you an eviction. Somebody was lying to people so they could try to cash you out, get you out of somewhere. This could be out of your home, out of your work, out of whatever you're doing. They were trying to get you evicted. A bunch of heathens that no longer serve a purpose, and they can't think straight. Yeah, something is long overdue. There's no mercy on this ex-friend. This is that friend enemy. Yeah, this is an ex-friend of yours that's being cut off. Look, they're about to have a fatal. It's about to be a fatal cut off. And they lost in the fog because of their cruel intentions. Because you're undefeated, collective. And the karmics is trapped. Yeah, you're being guided. Your karmics is trapped by your spirit guides. Wow. Death becomes them, collective. And they're going outside. Out here trying to hack you, hacking. And they thought that they could make you vulnerable. And now the dark don't want anything to do with them no more. Somebody could be aging rapidly. Because this destiny swap is in the reverse. I swear to God. Destiny swap in the reverse. Set up in the reverse. Old hags are in the reverse. They aging rapidly. A lot of miscommunication. Spirit is walking amongst us, collective. Gang stalking. Their mind is blown. They no longer have the power or position. They're being demoted. Their mind is blown that they lost. They lost. That you got divine magic. Yeah, somebody's mind is blown. They're annoyed and they're outraged that their lives is no longer serving a purpose anymore. Their lives are no longer working. This ex-friend that had cruel intentions. This ex-friend keep coming out, collective. This ex-friend energy keep coming out, collective. It keep coming out. Heavy in the energy. Ex-friend heavy in the energy. It keep coming out. Ex-friend. They mad. They mad. They is mad. Because they couldn't set this white collar crime up. They couldn't blackmail you. They couldn't set you up. They was trying to set you up for a white collar crime. And a dirty cop was involved. Tarot reader was involved. And an ex-friend that's a seductive schmut. That's a dream stealer that was trying to steal your dreams. Now they're binded to karma. And everybody that was associated with this person is guilty. Anybody that involved with themselves with this person is guilty. And they're learning some harsh lessons. They're learning karmic lessons. The karmics is trapped. And these people need to publicly apologize to you. And if they don't, it's going to be a fatal ending. They're going outside for their cruel intentions. For fake hospital registration, they're trying to register stuff. Somebody's trying to put themselves in a hospital under a fake illness. It ain't fake. They fucking ill for real. They got mental issues for real. They need to fucking put themselves in the hospital. Hey, put yourself in the hospital. They ain't gonna let you out. Bullies harassing some high school bullies harassing some high school baby shit. So this is some high school shit. Somebody that's in isolation in hermit mode. A YouTuber involved. Look at nose itching. Confirmation. Tarot reader, YouTuber. Watch what you eat. They're trying to poison you. So this could also be what you watching, what you're feeding your body. Confirmation. This could be what you're watching. Watch what you eat. They're trying to poison you, or someone got poisoned. You can try to block my throat all you want, but the message is still out there, bitch. So watch what you eat. They're trying to poison you. Could also mean watch what you're feeding your body, meaning also what you're listening to, what you're watching, what you're feeding your eyes, and what you're feeding your ears. This could be an Aquarius female. Aquarius energy came out. This could be Aquarius female that's attacking you also came out. Somebody that's in flip-floppy energy now and they feel bad for what happened. Whatever, bitch. You can send me all the spell work you want, ho. Look, they project their own body deformities on you with spell work. That's why my tooth is missing. Because you missing teeth. You got fucked up teeth. They owe you big money and it's coming. They mad. This person could be pregnant and stuck by a Taurus male. Somebody could be pregnant by a Taurus male and they stuck. Their world is about to turn upside down because karma's here. Yeah, consequences and repercussion. Warning, karma. Yep, they getting karma. A Leo male. Bounce, bitch. Bounce, bitch. Somebody passed away. I didn't want to die. I wasn't ready. Somebody could have passed away because of all this. Nose itchy confirmation. Ooh, you see the cards falling? They need to shut up and sit down. They need to give up. They are copying everything that you do. They're copying everything that you do, collective. One man against the army, they defeated. And people are watching you online. This could be somebody that walks with a limp. They put a life insurance policy under your name. And they didn't know that you were intuitive, psychic, or gifted. And you were their karma, and they chose not to change. This could also be involving a priest, a pastor, a religious figure. Leah, they learning karmic lessons. They're learning some harsh lessons, collective. Dirty cop, pastor, priest, fake, ex-friend. I'm done. I'm not gonna pull no more. They learning. They suffering consequences and repercussions. They were warned and they still did whatever they did. So they aren't able to blackmail you for whatever white collar crime that they committed. And this isn't the first time they have done this to many people. So they've done this to many people. You're not the first one. But I am the last, though. I am the last. I ain't the first, bitch, but I am the last. Your ass is grass. Yep. Somebody got an STD and is passing it around to other people. They nasty. Somebody could live in another country, out of the U.S. Passing some STD around in another country. Confirmation. Somebody could be part of a sorority or a society. Somebody's part of a gang, a sorority, a sorority, a society, a gang. What I just saw something. It says the curses that they rehearse are now reversed. They bind it in their own bad juju. And it says they use your family to attack you because they know family is important to you. Yeah, like they use my mother to attack me. This is somebody that want fame and street cred. A birds of a feather that flock together and they're not a leader. And it says he mad. Their father didn't really want them. They were forced to be in their life. They swear they're a love child. So this person swears they're a love child. This ex-friend that's a male or female. I'm done pulling. Somebody passed away and is no longer here or about to pass away. So somebody did pass away from this. And the justice system is watching them. They're trying to steal your thoughts and dreams. And they think that they're trying to cut off or distort your connection, phone, computer, so you're unable to call out for help. Yeah, that's what they was doing yesterday. And today they're trying to jam my signal. jam my internet, like they doing now. They trying to fuck up with how I'm speaking. Yeah, it says they really think they can stop your shine. Somebody's trying to fuck up the way I speak. A Leo male. You could fuck up the way I speak. That's okay. You could do that. But the message is still going to get out there. You know why you're doing it? Because you're somebody who stutters and mumbles. That's why you're trying to make me stutter and mumble. Because you're someone who has a speech impediment. And you stutter and mumble. That's why it's coming out like that. Because you stutter and mumble. You're trying to get me to have your speech impediment. I don't have a speech impediment. I speak perfectly fine. Thank you very much. Yeah, somebody was projecting a lot of cruel intentions. Yeah, look, Pluto energy, death and rebirth, out with the old, in with the new, the end of an era, transformation, evolution. Yeah, you're going through some type of transformation, evolution. You ending something. And somebody's trying to be dependent and clingy and attached to your energy. And they're mad because all the lies that they're told are being exposed. And they being exposed for being a liar. For being a copycat wannabe. Yep. Yes, they is collective. So that's the message. I'm getting hungry, so I'm about to go eat something. So I might be back with another reading later. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. It's still early. I might be back with another reading a little later. Until then, I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening and your Monday. Yeah, somebody's sitting in some type of darkness. They're in the dark. As dark as it seems, it is your choice whether to stay shrouded in the abyss or to cast aside the cloak and rejoin the others in the warmth of their light and energy. So this is a message for the karmics. It's your choice. It's your choice to choose to stay in that dark place. It's your choice to continue to do what you're doing. Like I always say, God gave us choice. He gave us the opportunity to choose right and wrong. So we know what we're doing. And it's up to you if you want to stay in the dark or you want to rejoin others. But the only way that you're going to rejoin others and the warmth of their light and energy is you have to be honest with yourself and you have to be honest with what you have done. You have to get out the darkness and you have to confess your darkness. You have to publicly apologize to whoever you hurt. As embarrassing as it is, that's your humiliation. You were trying to humiliate somebody, lie on somebody's pain and suffering, and now you got to sit there and publicly apologize to that person. You got to expose yourself and be honest. With not only yourself, but with everybody that you lied to. And with the person that you lied on. And that's the only way you're going to be able to join the warmth of the light. You have to be honest with yourself. And your wrongdoings. And your dark ways. And if you truly want to get out of your dark ways, then you really need to make the moves to get out of it. And the first step is being confession. You have to confess. You know, like church, confession, repent your sins. Yeah, you have to confess. There's no way around it. You cannot run and hide from this. Anyway, collective, that is the reading. Only take what resonates. Leave the rest. Don't make anything stick or it's going to make you sick. And you already know if you watch me with a good heart and good intentions, you are blessed and protected. But if you watch me with any ill will or mal intentions, oh, evil eyes go blind 144,000 times. Instantly, quickly, swiftly, you will feel the effects of all the hexes and the curses and the spells that you project. And remember, don't do anything that you wouldn't want done to you or your family. So stop being a crusty, crappy, raggedy, and ass bitch with a big ass business and go heal yourself sometime soon. Peace, collective. And I call, reclaim, command my energy, my power, my strength, my willpower, my life force, my identity, my creativity, my willpower, my strength, my finance, my freedom, my family, my friendships, my personal and professional connections, my voice, my intuition. What else? Anything and everything that is being drained and siphoned and stolen and manifested and harvested off of me and my energy will return to me quick, fast, rapidly, in a hurry, now, so mote be. From every motherfucking person, place, thing, entity, energy, alive, unalive, from the past, from the present, from the future to come, from this dimension and time zone and beyond. Everything that was meant for me to better me will return to me because I claim sovereignty over my mind, my body, and my soul. Bitch, I am in motherfucking control. I am the master and the key of my motherfucking destiny. And you do not have no power, reign, authority, or jurisdiction over my legacy. So mote be. Amen. Peace.